time on Custom Works, we're going to find out what that third colour is on the truck. Whoop-de-doo. Let's get to the workshop. So this time on Custom Works, we're going to be revealing that colour, and also we're going to be looking at, you know, the back of the truck. Back of the 60s truck, it's got like this weird from the roof down the back of the cab window that are like, why did I even embroil myself in such an incredibly complicated window? Well, we're going to get all that to look nice. Needs a surround, needs something to carry the, it won't be glass, it'll be like acrylic, but carry the acrylic and look nice and trim all that in. It's another just insanely complicated part of this, the 60s truck, bike hauler, custom, whatever you want to call it. It should be called the truck of a million complications, but that is what we're going to be doing this week, making that back window look awesome. Okay, so just before we get going, before we enter in the educational labyrinth that is Custom Works, I'm going to try and sell you something. So, if you remember back, we made this truck, and the front end, this is basically all the moulds that made the 60s truck, the meat wagon, the other grey truck that was like this, obviously this truck. But you know what? I'm finished with making trucks from those moulds. I've done loads of them. I'm bored. So, I want to move the moulds on. So if you want to contact me, if you want to buy the moulds, then they are for sale. They're not particularly expensive and they're a bit rough, you know. It's not like they pop out and bolt on. Just watch back, watch more. Yes, more of my content. That's what you've got to do. But yeah, give me a ring, contact me. What, direct or whatever, comments below. Oh, pigeon would be good. Them little things on the leg with a note in. That'd be good. Semaphore. Yeah. Anything. Just things like that. Morse code. Anyway, contact me and they could be yours and you could make a boring old taxi into a cool looking truck. So, bye. Ideal Christmas gift. Who'd want that for Christmas? Anyway, buy it! Right, so the ramp is now painted in this luscious bronze colour. This is painted and all the other bits, the tilty bit and the sled, that's all painted. I've had to do this like in 1 week, from bare metal to painted, ready for reassembly, because we were worried we were going to forget how it goes back together because it is just so complicated. So we thought we'll do it, we'll strip it 1 week, paint it, put it together while it's still fresh in our elderly minds. So we chose this bronze colour because like the car, all the gold's going to be bright gold, like gold, like jewellery gold. And then the car itself is going to be white. So we needed something else because we can't just make everything shiny gold that isn't bodywork. So having this third colour, this will be the colour of accents in the interior, accents around the car, and also just things like this where a real showy finish isn't really the best thing to sort of go with. You know, we needed something a bit more
durable.
Durable, that's the word, durable, definitely. So yeah, this is the third colour on the 60s truck. So, and here's the other bits. We've got the sled here, which the front wheel of the bike fits in, and that drags it up and down. And we've also got the tilting bit here as well. But that's all painted and all ready to be reassembled and put back on the car, and hopefully this is going to wear pretty well. And yes, you know, mine and Hot Rod Building legend Lee Cox's minds did remember how this went together. Look, it's all together. It's all together. It's all nice and it all works. You would have said more of that, probably a lot more, like when we've got to fit it in, not scratch it, getting it in, get it into the car, wiring it up, finally it's so much to do. But for now, there it is, all together, all painted, yes. Okay, so I've done quite a bit on the back window of the 60s truck and not filmed it, so I'm going to get you up to speed. So first off, I put the perspex in here that forms this curved back window, and then I've screwed that down. But of course that's never going to cut it with like the level of finish. So I've gone over all of that in this fiberglass, and I've done the old trick of masking up the bodywork. That will act as a sort of a release, so I can release this off, and this fiberglass piece that'll end up being like a trim that holds the window in, makes everything look nice, and a bit of a feature of the car. But as always, you've got to get the thing off for it to be of any use. So I'm going to give it a go. Let's hope it works. I should be able to get it off. I put this glass on last night, so it's quite well dried. So let's get the chisels. Let's rip this thing off the car, but not break it. There it is, another crazy component of the 60s truck, which these things always come out looking nothing like you think they're going to do, right? You won't even guess what that was. Anyway, now just got to clean all this up, get all the masking tape off it and everything, and then we can start to make it into an actual trim piece that's going to make this back window look great and hide all these wood screws. Yeah, that ain't a good look. One thing that has happened here, this is a plastic called PET G, and the fiberglass resin, this had a protective cover and I masked it, but it has absolutely destroyed it. It's just like melted into it. But luckily I've got a pretty big sheet of that, and now I've got that. To be honest, the worst part of making this was making the template, because it's a really strange shape. It's like a banana. Now I've got to take it out. I'll show you in a bit. But it's like banana shapes. It sort of curves round, and it's not like a mathematical curve. But yeah, that's going to have to be replaced. What have we learnt? Fiberglass resin destroys PET G. And also a man-handled chisel will make a big hole in the bodywork. Luckily this isn't quite that finished at the minute, so we can easily fill that. But slip with a chisel, you know, it's going to happen, isn't it? So, got the window surround off of the car. I pulled all the polythene and stuff off it. There's still some masking tape in there, but I'm sure that'll come off during the work in it sort of thing. And what I've done, I've marked it up on the body, so I know just where I've got to cut it. I've made it a little bit bigger than it needs, but now it's a gargantuan task of basically trimming this up and then smoothing all this really rough fiberglass out and making that beautiful gold trim for the rear of the window. Some of these things look very small when they're finished, but start very big, end up smaller, and take a ridiculous amount of time. But I'm here, I've got the whole day. Let's smooth this thing out, make it fit, make it super custom cool. finished trim for the back window. I say finished, you know, it's still got to be paint prepped, just because these things are nice and smooth in here, you know, still not good enough to put the actual paint on. But it just took a long time. There's just a lot of sanding, a lot of filling, a lot of getting all these radiuses right. But now it's done and we can see just how good it goes on. So then, let's see how this fits on. I have tried this before. I know it fits. So I am now in smug mode because it fits. So we've got all this and it's all messy, and then this goes on and literally just clips in like that. I'm just over the moon. It fits so nicely. It just finishes that part of the truck off really, really well. And also I like the bit that it has to sort of like blob around this section, because everything on this truck is just so weird. And all that time that it took to do that, now I've got to do on all of this, every square millimetre. So, a lot more sanding to do, but I'm not going to show you that on the show. We've got some great things coming up, great small projects, parts of this dashboard. If anyone saw my post recently on Instagram as well, you will know I've bought a 5-inch cathode ray TV and a golden telephone. Well, it is a show rod, isn't it? Surely it's the law that it has a tiny little TV. But I think we also have the technology to link that old TV. We can link that with a laptop or a phone to display on it whatever you want to see. But all of that is to come. There's a lot of little bits on this, particularly the interior, that are going to be just so damn cool. Like, the rest of it's pretty cool. But what we really need to do, we need to get it out of this tent area, because look, this is water just running down. Because we are now in what is known as the English winter, which is vile. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's all we've got time for this week. Don't forget, click subscribe, do all of that, bell icon, share with everyone. That is it. I will be back next time with more crazy custom stuff. And until then, I thank you very much and good night.